26 years ago, a pirate with the name of Gold Roger hid his treasure in the New World, and his execution was the trigger to a new era of pirates, searching for that renowned treasure, the One Piece. 26 years later, it's the most sold manga in history and has a large fanbase and is regarded as one of the best stories being told in our era. And it is without a doubt my favorite manga. One Piece has been a really debatable series since a lot of people don't want to get into it because of the massive length of the series, and others just don't like what they saw in the first arcs. And it's understandable, it's not for everyone, but I think if you give it enough time, you'll fall in love with it too. It's like Monster Hunter, everyone, and I mean everyone is going to fall in love with Monster Hunter. You just have to play it long enough for it to hook you. And now that the anime is doing this crazy good animation and hyping the Wano arc this hard, it has become almost a mainstream thing to love One Piece. I mean, just look at that! Whoa! And whoa, Jesus! Oh my god, can he really do that? Oh shit! What a good time to be a One Piece fan. But with its rising popularity, something was getting clear. Sooner or later, they were going to make a live-action adaptation. It's one of the most used strategies for the anime companies to reach a more larger Western audience, since there is still a stigma to this day that animated stuff is for kids and not meant to be taken seriously, and I can't believe we're still at that point. I mean, what the fuck do animation have to do that it hasn't done to be considered a medium to tell a story and not their own category? Puss in Boots deserved to be nominated for the best movie in the Oscars, not just in animation, and it deserved to win. Sorry not sorry, Pinocchio is a fucking masterpiece in design animation and puppeteering aspects, but Puss in Boots is a better movie altogether. I got sidetracked, I'm sorry. I'm currently working on a Zelda video, but when the One Piece live action trailer dropped off, I knew I had to talk about it, because it can be the live action that breaks the shitty live action curve that has been swarming every single one of our favorite anime. At first sight, it may look like any other live action, but if you look close enough, you can see all the love and work put into it. Not only every ship and location was built from zero as sets.
Because of the level of detail and attention that goes into all of these sets, they take a good amount of time. I mean, right now we're building Arlong's map room, and it's already been a couple of weeks, but it's a big build because it's a really important location.
They also added details that only fans would add, like the Easter egg of Foxy. Fucking Foxy! They could have added something specific to the East Blue arc, but they decided to go so far ahead and add Foxy, a fucking meme from the One Piece world. And of course, the darkest and most meticulous Easter egg here, Cavendish! If you watch One Piece, you know that 800 episodes later, spoilers of course, we meet Cavendish, the character that was rising in popularity. He was the golden boy until Luffy took the spotlight from him, which is such an amazing thing to add. This shows how fan of One Piece the team behind this live action is. And yeah, knowing One Piece doesn't mean that the product is going to be good. Just look at how janky those scenes look. Meh, I think they are okay. Have you seen Chinese martial art movies? They are fire! And they fly all over the place. But this is not about how it looks, or how well made it looks. Well, partially it's about that. The thing, it's how important this live action is. If this live action manages to hit its mark, and keeps going and getting better and better, oh my god if we are up for a treat. One Piece is an enormous piece of media, with amazing characters, fantastic world building, and solid comedy, and if it reaches the Western audience, it can become the next big thing. Imagine the next Game of Thrones. What? It is not that far-fetched. This series has the material to keep a large audience entertained for a good while, and if brought to live action with care and talent, it can become a giant series, even bigger than Game of Thrones, and they are not going to run out of material and make a season 6 and 7 that will destroy the legacy of other 4 seasons that did a really good job. They can actually push this series to become its own thing, and go bigger and bigger each season, with the changes needed for it to work as a live action remake. We can see them adding stuff or changing how things went in the anime to make it work in shorter time and in live action format. Little changes like scenes with Luffy alone, Arlong in the Baratie, and Nami in the Arlong Park fight. Changes we may be bored for because they aren't exactly like the manga, and the manga is perfect. And why are you not following the manga? Just follow the manga, you idiots! That's simple, it's perfect! But they also did stuff that works perfectly in live action. Like, of course, we can add Usopp's nose, but it will be too silly, and Sanji's brow, but if it's curled, it will look like just a cosplay. But Merry? Look at him! He's a ship, like in the manga! And he does look silly, but One Piece is meant to be silly. It's meant to be wacky. It's meant to have characters that are really hard to look away from. And making those hard decisions, and knowing where to go subtle, and where to go all in, is what I think can make this live action differ itself from others. One live action that I thought was going to change the game was the Cowboy Bebop one, since it was inspired in Western media like cowboys, duh, and it used movie composition instead of anime ones. They took care of every shot like if it was a movie, and that made the work easier for the directors since they already had something resembling a camera shot. But they decided to fuck everything up with Dutch angles, making the characters more cartoony, and adding dialogue so dumb that it was more a cartoon for kids than the animated series. This is for adults. This is for making noise and torture someone.
Sounds to me like blackmail.
You're damn right it is, because, Jet, you are black and you are male.
Do you not like it?
That shit did not understand the material it was adapting. They totally mess up the characters and what each of them was representing. And when the whole series is orbiting around your characters, well, you fucked up. They just saw the action and said, well, we just need segues to get to the action, without understanding why the characters were fighting. But One Piece seems to be different. It seems to be made by people who genuinely watch and read the series. They seem to be adding those emotional chords the characters go through in the series. But I might be wrong, and it could be the biggest piece of dog shit I ever seen. We still have to take it with a grain of salt. But what if it works? What if it is a good series? I can't help but to be excited, because this gives us an opportunity to share with more people our favorite story. We can talk to people who maybe don't read or watch anime about One Piece. And maybe this is the thing people can watch and decide to finally get into the anime. Once, I described to my sister that One Piece was in the same boat as BoJack Horseman. Yeah, in a sense of the world, they are animated series. They are cartoons. But in reality, if you decide to watch them and commit to them, they are experiences.
Why?
それがキャプテンだろ。迷うな。お前がフラフラしてやがったら、俺たちは誰を信じりゃいいんだよ。
Just stop. You are all the things that are wrong with you. It's not the alcohol, or the drugs, or any of the shitty things that happened to you in your career, or when you were a kid. It's you. Alright? It's you.
They don't feel like any other thing I have experienced, and I have experienced a lot of series. It's something that can't be described, and that is why we want people to watch this stuff, to understand us, and see why these stories are so magical. Everyone experiences them in their own ways. And with this live action, I can't wait to embark on the story of a kid that only wanted to be free. One more time.